In every corner of the world, compassion has many forms. In Sumba, villagers seek basic necessities that the Western world deems normal. Water, health, and education stand as cornerstones to sustain a life. For the Sumbanese, it's simple. Compassion is a necessity, not a luxury.
You know, sometimes you have to reflect a bit on life, and about 10 years ago now, I first time started working for the Sumba Foundation. Every day jumping on my bike, going out, finding patients, developing clinics, training staff. At that stage, I had no idea I would be there or here 10 years later. It's been a very satisfying 10 years. I absolutely love it here. I can say I've fallen in love with Sumba, really. I spend a lot of time driving around on motorbike here because it's the best way to get around and get out to really remote places and villages. And of course, when I am going around, I normally always bring my camera, just because it's always very important to document what we do and to show examples of, I mean, one thing is telling a story, another thing is having some kind of imagery about the need out there. It's very interesting because here in Sumba we see quite a lot of cataracts in small children, primarily because of a malnutrition problem and sometimes also because of infections in very early age. So every year for the past 7 years we've had this excellent team of Australian eye surgeons and optometrists come to Sumba to help the people of Sumba with their eye problems.
The foundation has performed 513 eye operations, including 410 cataract extractions.
We had this 3-year-old girl, Natalia, and her mother come to the hospital. And they came in, it was very obvious the girl was totally blind. Dr. Margelis assessed her, and it was very clear that she had double-sided cataract, which is the lenses were completely white, she couldn't see anything. They actually managed to do both eyes within a 4-hour time span. It was a very successful operation. The following day when we took off the bandage, I remember I handed her a stack of colored pencils to see if she had a reaction, and she immediately grabbed out for it. When we were back in Natalia's village and saw her playing around and just be a happy, normal child, it was also a real pleasure to sit and talk with her mother. Of course, she had been in huge distress having a blind child. I mean, how are you going to care for her? And she essentially only wanted to sit on her shoulders all the time, every day. I mean, she was so grateful. She was really, really happy that we had been able to help her like this. So. Being grateful for the little things we can do. So over the years we've seen about 20 children that needed operations, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to help children at this age, of course. I mean, she can go to school, she can learn like everybody else, and she will have a normal life. So when we can make a difference like this, I'm extremely happy, and I'm very grateful for Dr. Margelis and his team's excellent work here in Sumba.
The foundation supports 16 primary schools with water, toilets, tables, and chairs. 6 schools receive school lunch programs.
Education is a huge issue in Sumba. It's something that really needs to be developed. There are very few resources available from the government side to help the schools. So very often you see full classrooms without any tables or chair, or maybe enough for half the students. The rest will have to sit on the floor. Most schools have about 300 to 400 kids in them. And if we can provide about 200 sets of chairs and tables for the school, there's just much better facility. And you should see the children when we load up a truck and deliver to their school, how happy they are, offloading everything, you know, they're jumping up and down and singing and really having a good time, and they feel it's a really great present for them and for the school, and it will last for many, 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 many years.
The foundation is working in hundreds of villages within 7 districts of Sumba.
They've given me a chance where I can actually come make a positive difference in the world. And these people have spawned in me a seed of hope. And therefore, that's why I have a tattoo of Nihiwatu, is to remind me every single day that how lucky I am, you know, and how lucky we all are. Not only to have what we have, but to have an opportunity to make a difference.
If you gather people around, like-minded people, and you let them get involved, open the opportunity, we're proving here that this is what communities need, and this is the way things can get done. Very small, grassroots, simple projects, low cost, high impact. This is what we do really well in Sumba Foundation.
I'm a man on fire, walking through your street with one guitar and 2 dancing feet. Only one desire that's left in me.
The essence of life.
On the whole damn world to come dance with me.
In West Sumba, 240 water stations have been constructed from donor projects. More than 19,000 people living in the 192 villages are receiving clean water. New technology allows the foundation to map 161 water tanks and track their progress.
I map all the locations of the tanks and pumps in Google Earth, because all the tanks, they are donated by somebody, yeah? And so I want to make it transparency so people see where the money goes.
The foundation supports 16 government midwife clinics with equipment, medicine, and training by volunteer medical professionals.
Come dance with me over heartache and rage. Come set us free over panic and rage.
You know, when we move around in the villages, every now and then we come across, like, I'll not say extreme cases, but cases where we really need to help that is beyond what we normally do, actually. And then we try to find solutions. And the case of Melky is such an example. He's about 13 years old, and he lost his leg to actually a snake bite when he was a child. So he had, I believe, a green viper bit him, and it probably got infected, and he had to have an amputation.
Come dance with me over heartache and rage.
So there he is, wonderful kid, but every day he's hobbling to school with one stick, you know, over the hill down to Rua. I believe it's about an hour he has to walk each way. It's not like he has a car or motorbike or something that can take him around. But it's one of those ways where we are normally not dealing with these things, but we really have to find a way to help a child like this. He's obviously in great need. And through our connections and donors, we might have the possibility to do it. And we do everything we can to find solutions, especially in cases like this where he really, really needs it.
More than 22,000 people living in 400 villages are benefiting from the malaria program. Infection rates have been reduced by 85%.
When we look back at the last 10 years and what the Sumba Foundation has achieved, it's really, of course, fantastic that we have helped 20,000 plus people with potable water, malaria clinics. We have mosquito nets for everybody. We really helped absolutely massively with malnutrition. But what really we have done is to establish like a core model in a relatively small area that only covers about 5% of Sumba. The most important thing looking forward for the next decade, or absolutely just years ahead now, where we're at the stage we're at now, is to help the whole island. If we can make it really work, and I really believe we can save hundreds of lives every year. And over 5 to 10 years, nearly get rid of all malaria on the island. If we can do that, I mean, we can really, all of us say that we've done something amazing. It's the beauty of the place and primarily the beauty of the people. They're just so genuine, no nonsense. If they like you, they really like you. If they don't like you, they also really don't like you. It's kind of raw and uncut, and you know, it's because of that now, 10 years later, that I'm still here, and lovely to see that you can help so many people through all the programs we're doing. It's very important to try to make some good things happen when you can, and that's really why I love it so much here.
Sumba is a speck of atolls in the middle of the Indonesian archipelago. It's like a bar of gold buried among 1,000 silver linings. Yet however harsh the environment and stoic the Sumbanese nature, our human compassion binds us to one another, now and always.